Welcome to English Podcast for Beginners. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. We are so happy you're here today.
Today we talk about office small talk. Do you ever feel awkward at work? Maybe you see a colleague in the kitchen. You want to say something, but you freeze. You just smile and walk away.
Oh, that happens to so many people. You are not alone. I remember my first office job in London. Every morning I walked past my manager. I only said hi, and then nothing. I felt so uncomfortable.
Exactly. And here is the problem. Many English learners think small talk is not important, but it is very important. Small talk builds relationships. It makes you confident. It helps your career.
That is so true, James. Today we solve this problem. We teach you simple, natural phrases. You can use them tomorrow at work. No stress.
Here is what you learned today. First, you learn how to greet colleagues in the morning and ask about their weekend. Second, you learn coffee break conversations. Third, you discover lunch and project check-in phrases. These three things change everything.
If you ever feel nervous in the office, this episode helps you. We make small talk easy and natural. By the end, you feel ready to chat with anyone at work.
Now, let me tell you why this matters. Small talk is not just words. It shows you are friendly. It shows you care about people. When you practice small talk, your colleagues like you more. They trust you more.
I agree. When I started using better small talk phrases, my work life changed. People invited me to lunch. They shared ideas with me. I felt like part of the team. That is the power of good small talk.
We cover this in 4 simple parts. Part 1 is morning greetings. Part 2 is coffee break chats. Part 3 is lunchtime conversations. Part 4 is afternoon and goodbye phrases. Each part gives you real examples. You just listen and learn.
Before we start part 1, let me teach you one super useful phrase right now. It is a micro win. You can use this today.
Great idea, Emma. Go ahead.
The phrase is, "How was your weekend?" This is perfect for Monday mornings. Everyone asks this question at work. But here is the key. When someone asks you, do not just say, "Good." Say more.
Yes. For example, imagine your colleague asks, "How was your weekend?" You say, "It was good. I watched a movie with my family." Or you say, "It was relaxing. I went to the park." Simple, right?
So simple. Notice we add one extra sentence. We give a small detail. That makes the conversation feel warm and real.
Let me give you another example. Your colleague says, "How was your weekend?" You say, "It was busy. I cleaned my house and cooked a big dinner." You see, one detail makes a big difference.
Now, think about your last weekend. What did you do? Maybe you rested, maybe you visited a friend. You can describe it in one short sentence. That is all you need.
Perfect. Now you have one phrase ready to use. How was your weekend? And your answer with one detail. You are already improving.
Okay, here is the question for you. Have you ever felt nervous talking to your boss or a colleague in the morning? Just think about it. Many people feel this way, but after today, you feel more confident.
So, what comes next? In part 1, we dive deep into morning greetings. You learn 3 key phrases. You discover common mistakes. And you practice real office scenarios.
Are you ready to master morning small talk? Let's go. Part 1 starts now.
Welcome to part 1. Here we focus on morning greetings. Every morning, you arrive at the office. You see your colleagues. What do you say? Let me break this down for you.
Morning greetings are so important. This is your first chance to connect with people each day. When you greet someone warmly, you start the day right. You show respect, you build trust. It makes work feel better.
Exactly. Now here are three key phrases for morning greetings. First, good morning, how are you? Second, hi, how was your weekend? And third, hey, did you have a good evening? These three phrases work in almost every situation.
I use these phrases every single day. Here's what I do. When I see someone in the hallway, I smile and say, "Good morning, how are you?" It is simple, it is friendly, people always respond well.
Good. Now let me demonstrate. Listen to these short dialogues. Pay attention to how we use these phrases naturally. Imagine you walk into the office. You see your colleague Tom near the elevator. You say, "Good morning, Tom. How are you?" Tom says, "Good morning. I am fine, thanks. How are you?" You say, "I am good, thanks."
Notice how James asks, "How are you?" and then Tom asks back. This is normal. In English, we often return the question. It shows we care about the other person.
Here is another example. It is Monday morning. You see your colleague Sarah in the kitchen. You say, "Hi, Sarah. How was your weekend?" Sarah says, "It was great. I went hiking. How about you?" You say, "It was nice. I relaxed at home."
Perfect. Did you notice? James asks about the weekend. Sarah answers with one detail. She went hiking. Then she asks, "How about you?" This keeps the conversation going smoothly.
One more example. It is Tuesday morning. You see your manager in the hallway. You say, "Good morning. Did you have a good evening?" Your manager says, "Yes, thank you. It was quiet. And you?" You say, "Yes, it was nice. I cooked dinner."
Great example, James. Now, let me point out a common mistake. Many learners only say "good morning" and stop. They do not ask a question. This makes the conversation feel cold or short.
Yes, don't just say good morning. Say, "Good morning, how are you?" Or, "Good morning, how was your weekend?" The question opens the conversation. It shows you are interested.
Exactly. Here is the correction. Wrong, "Good morning." Silence. Right, "Good morning, how are you?" See the difference? One word can change everything.
Now let's practice. I give you some examples. You just listen and imagine how you respond in your mind. No need to speak aloud. Just notice the pattern.
Okay, here we go. Imagine you arrive at work. You see your colleague near the door. What do you say? Think about it. You can say, "Good morning, how are you?" Or, "Hi, did you have a good evening?"
Both work. Good. Now imagine it is Monday. You see someone in the coffee room. What do you ask? Yes. Hi, how was your weekend? Perfect.
Now let's try something a bit more complex. Imagine your colleague asks you, "How was your weekend?" You need to answer with one detail and ask back. Think of your answer. Maybe you say, "It was nice. I visited a friend. How about you?"
Excellent. Notice how you answer, add a detail, and return the question. This is supportive and natural. You are doing great. Even if you just listen and imagine, you learn so much.
Remember, it is okay to start simple. You do not need perfect words. You just need friendly energy and one follow-up question. That is enough.
Absolutely. Now let's apply this. Imagine a realistic scenario. You walk into your office building on Monday morning. You ride the elevator. Your manager steps in. It is just you and your manager. What do you do?
Great scenario. Here is what you do. You smile. You say, "Good morning. How was your weekend?" Your manager says, "It was good, thank you. I spent time with family." And you? You say, "It was great. I went to the park. Thank you for asking."
Perfect. You just had a confident, natural conversation with your manager. Here is the key takeaway. Morning greetings are simple. You greet, you ask one question, you add one detail, and you smile. That is all.
You've got this. These phrases work every single day. Try them tomorrow morning. You'll feel more confident already.
Great work! You now know how to greet colleagues and start conversations in the morning. Next, we move to coffee break chats. But first, let's recap quickly.
Okay, so we just learned good morning. How was your weekend? That phrase alone makes you sound more natural and friendly at work.
Yes, and now we move from morning greetings to another important moment, coffee breaks. You know what happens at the coffee machine, right? People gather, they chat, they connect.
Here's my question for you. What do you say when you see someone making coffee? Do you just stand there quietly, or do you start a conversation? In part 2, we show you exactly how to turn those moments into networking opportunities.
This is exciting. Coffee break conversations are short but powerful. Let's keep your energy up and dive into part 2. Welcome to part 2. Here we talk about coffee breaks and kitchen conversations. The kitchen is a special place at work. People relax there. They talk casually. This is your chance to build relationships.
I love kitchen conversations. They feel less formal than desk talks. When you chat near the coffee machine, you show your friendly side. You connect with people in a natural way. This helps your career and makes work more enjoyable.
Exactly. Now, let me teach you 3 useful phrases for the kitchen. First, can I help you with something? This is polite and helpful. Second, how is your day going? This shows you care. Third, do you have a minute? This starts a conversation smoothly.
These phrases are gold. I use them all the time. For example, when I see someone carrying many things, I say, "Can I help you with something?" People always appreciate that.
Perfect. Now let me demonstrate. Listen to these examples. Imagine the situations in your mind. You walk into the kitchen. Your colleague Lisa is making coffee. You say, "Hi Lisa, how is your day going?" Lisa says, "It is busy, but good. And yours?" You say, "Same here. I have a meeting later."
Notice how the conversation flows. James asks about Lisa's day. Lisa answers and asks back. Then James shares a little bit. It is simple and natural.
Here is another example. You enter the kitchen. Your colleague John is looking for something. You say, "Hi John, can I help you with something?" John says, "Oh yes, do you know where the tea bags are?" You say, "Sure, they are in the top cupboard."
Great! Did you see? James offers help first. This is kind and professional. Even if you cannot help, the offer shows you care.
One more example. You see your colleague Maria near the water cooler. You say, "Hey Maria, do you have a minute?" Maria says, "Sure, what's up?" You say, "I just want to say hi. Are you ready for the afternoon?"
Beautiful. James uses "Do you have a minute?" to start a friendly chat. This phrase is gentle. It respects the other person's time.
Beautiful. Now, here is a common mistake. Many people stay silent in the kitchen. They make their coffee and leave. Don't do that. Even a short, "Hi, how's your day?" makes a big difference.
Yes, wrong. You walk in, make coffee, and walk out without talking. Right. You walk in and say, "Hi, how is everyone?" Or "How is your day going?" Just one phrase changes everything.
Exactly. Now let's practice. I give you scenarios. You imagine your response silently. Ready?
Imagine you walk into the kitchen. 2 colleagues are there. What do you say? Think about it. You can say, "Hi, how is everyone?" Or "Good afternoon, how are you all?" Both are friendly.
Good. Now imagine someone asks you, "How is your day going?" What do you say? You can say, "It is good, thank you. A bit busy. How about you?" Simple and warm.
Now let's try something more complex. You see a colleague reach for a high shelf. They look like they need help. What do you say? Yes. Can I help you with something? Perfect. This shows you are observant and kind.
Great. Notice how you respond to what you see. You do not just talk. You notice the situation and respond naturally. This is real communication.
Remember, coffee breaks are short. You do not need long conversations. A simple, "How was your day going?" or "Can I help?" is enough. You are building connections step by step.
Now let's apply this. Imagine you take a coffee break around 3 p.m. You walk into the kitchen. Your manager and another colleague are there. You feel a little nervous. What do you do?
Here's what you do. You walk in confidently. You smile. You say, "Hi, how is everyone's afternoon going?" Your manager says, "Busy but good." Your colleague says, "Same here." Then you can add, "I know the feeling. I need this coffee break." Everyone laughs.
Perfect. You just connected with your manager and a colleague in seconds. Here is the key takeaway. In the kitchen, be friendly and observant. Ask about their day. Offer help if you can. Even short conversations build trust.
You've got this. These phrases are easy. Use them during your next coffee break. You'll feel more connected and confident.
Excellent work. You now know how to chat naturally in the kitchen. Next, we explore lunch and project check-in conversations. But first, another quick recap.
So we just learned, "How was your day going?" and "Can I help you with something?" Those phrases make you stand out as friendly and helpful.
Absolutely. Now we move to lunch. Lunchtime is another golden opportunity. You sit with colleagues, you share food, you talk. This is where deeper connections happen.
Think about this. Do you eat lunch alone at your desk? Or do you join colleagues? In Part 3, we teach you how to talk during lunch and check in about projects without feeling awkward. Are you ready to level up?
Yes, lunchtime conversations combine personal and professional topics. Let's jump into Part 3 and make you a lunch conversation expert. Welcome to Part 3. Here, we focus on lunchtime conversations. Lunch is special. You have more time, you can talk about personal things and work things. This is where you really get to know your colleagues.
Lunchtime is my favorite. The rule is simple. Start with personal topics like food, weather, or weekend plans. Then you can move to work topics like projects or deadlines. This flow feels natural and builds strong relationships.
Perfect. Let me give you 3 key phrases. First, what are you working on these days? This is a polite way to ask about projects. Second, how is that project going? This shows you remember what they do. Third, do you need any help with anything? This offers support.
I love these. Here's what I do. At lunch, I start with something light. I say, "This food looks good. What did you bring?" Then later, I ask, "What are you working on these days?" It flows so smoothly.
Excellent. Now let me demonstrate. Listen carefully to these longer examples. Imagine you sit down at a table. Your colleague David is there. You say, "Hi, David. That smells great. What is it?" David says, "It is pasta. I cooked it last night. What about you?" You say, "I have a sandwich. Simple but good." Then you add, "By the way, what are you working on these days?" David says, "I am working on the marketing report. It is a lot of work." You say, "Oh, I understand. That sounds challenging. Do you need any help?"
Perfect. Did you notice the flow? James starts with food. Then he moves to the work topic naturally with "by the way." This is smooth. You do not jump into work immediately. You warm up first.
Here is another example. You are at lunch with your colleague Rachel. You say, "So Rachel, any plans for the weekend?" Rachel says, "Yes, I visit my family. How about you?" You say, "I relax at home. I am tired this week." Then you say, "Speaking of this week, How is that new project going? Rachel says, "It is going well. Thanks for asking. It is busy but interesting."
Great! James uses speaking of this week to bridge from the weekend topic to work. This is a common and useful phrase. It makes the transition feel natural, not forced.
One more example. You see your teammate Alex at lunch. You say, "Hey Alex, did you see the weather today? It is so nice." Alex says, "Yes, I love sunny days." You say, "Me too. By the way, I heard you are working on the new website design. How is it going?" Alex says, "It is going okay. I have some challenges, but I'll figure it out." You say, "That sounds tough. If you need a second opinion, let me know."
Beautiful. Notice how James offers help at the end. This is key. Even if Alex does not need help, the offer shows teamwork and kindness.
Now, here is a common mistake. Many learners ask about work too directly. They say, "What is your project status?" This sounds too formal or bossy. Don't do that.
Yes, wrong. What is your project status? Right. What are you working on these days? Or how is that project going? The second option sound friendly and interested, not demanding.
Exactly. Now let's practice. Think about these scenarios silently.
Imagine you sit at lunch. A colleague talks about their weekend. They went to the beach. You want to move to a work topic. What do you say?
Think. You can say, "That sounds fun. By the way, how is your report going?" Perfect. Good. Good. Now, imagine a colleague says, "I am working on the budget analysis." What do you say next? You can say, "Oh, interesting. Is it going well?" Or, "That sounds important. Do you need any help?" Both work.
Now let's try something more complex. You eat lunch with two colleagues. One talks about the weather. The other talks about a big deadline. How do you join the conversation? Think about it.
You can say, "Yes, the weather is great. And I also hear the deadline is close. How do you feel about it?" You connect both topics. Excellent. Notice how you listen to both people and respond to both. This shows you pay attention. You respect everyone at the table. This is advanced small talk.
Remember, lunchtime is relaxed. You do not need to solve work problems. You just show interest, ask one question, listen, offer help if it feels right. That is enough.
Now let's apply this. Imagine it's Tuesday. You sit down for lunch. Your manager and a colleague are at the table. Your manager talks about the weekend. Your colleague looks a bit stressed. What do you do?
Here is what you do. First, you respond to your manager. You say, "Your weekend sounds nice. I also relaxed at home." Then you turn to your colleague. You say, "Hey, you look busy today. What are you working on?" Your colleague says, "I have a big presentation tomorrow. I'm nervous." You say, "You've got this. You always do great work. Do you need help with anything?" Your colleague smiles and says, "Thank you. I appreciate that."
Perfect. You just balanced personal and professional topics. You showed empathy. You offered support. Here is the key takeaway. At lunch, start light. Ask about personal things. Then move to work topics with phrases like "by the way" or "speaking of." Always listen and offer help.
You've got this. These skills make you a great colleague. People want to sit with you at lunch. Try this tomorrow.
Amazing work. You now know how to navigate lunchtime conversations and project check-ins. Next, we finish with afternoon chats and goodbye phrases. Let's keep going.
We just learned "what are you working on these days" and "by the way" to move between topics. These phrases help you connect personal and professional conversations.
Yes, now we reach the end of the day. The afternoon is when people feel tired, they prepare to go home. This is your last chance to build positive feelings before tomorrow.
Here is the question. How do you say goodbye at work? Do you just say bye and leave? Or do you make it warm and memorable? In part 4, we show you how to end your day on a high note and leave a great impression.
This is the final piece. Afternoon and goodbye phrases complete your small talk toolkit. Let's finish strong with part 4. Welcome to part 4. Here we focus on the afternoon and end-of-day moments. The afternoon is when work winds down. People prepare to leave. How you interact in these moments matters. You leave a lasting impression.
The afternoon is so important. This is when you make polite requests, talk about evening plans, and say goodbye warmly. When you end the day well, people remember you positively. They look forward to seeing you tomorrow. This builds long-term relationships.
Exactly. Let me give you 3 key phrases for this time of day. First, could you please help me with something? This is polite for requests. Second, do you have any plans for tonight? This shows interest in their life. Third, have a great evening. See you tomorrow. This is warm and professional.
I use these every single day. Here is what I do. When I need help, I say, "Could you please help me with something?" It sounds respectful. Then, before I leave, I ask, "Do you have any plans for tonight?" And I always end with, "Have a great evening." People love that.
Perfect. Now, let me demonstrate. These examples combine everything you learned today. Pay close attention. Imagine it is 4 p.m. You need a colleague to send you a file. You walk to their desk. You say, "Hi, Karen. Do you have a minute?" Karen says, "Sure." You say, "Could you please send me the budget file? I need it for my report." Karen says, "Of course. I send it right now." You say, "Thank you so much. I appreciate your help."
Great. Did you notice? James starts with, "Do you have a minute?" from part 2. Then he makes the request politely with, "Could you please?" This shows respect and good manners. Always say thank you at the end.
Here is another example. It is 5 p.m. You see your colleague Mike near the exit. You say, "Hey Mike, are you leaving?" Mike says, "Yes, finally, long day." You say, "I know the feeling. Do you have any plans for tonight?" Mike says, "I go to the gym. How about you?" You say, "I cook dinner at home." Enjoy your workout. Have a great evening. Mike says, "Thanks, you too."
Perfect. James asks about Mike's evening plans. Then he wishes Mike a great evening. This is friendly and warm. Notice James also says, "Enjoy your workout." He references what Mike said. This shows he really listens.
One more example. It is the end of the day. You see your manager in the hallway. You say, "Good evening. How was your afternoon?" Your manager says, "Busy, but productive. And yours?" You say, "Same here. I finished my tasks." Then you add, "By the way, thank you for your help earlier. I really appreciate it." Your manager says, "You are welcome. Have a good night." You say, "You too. See you tomorrow."
Beautiful. James combines a greeting, shares about his day, gives thanks, and ends with a warm goodbye. This is mastery. You connect all the skills from today into one conversation.
Now, here is a common mistake. Many learners say, "Could you do this without please?" This sounds a bit rude or demanding. Don't forget please.
Yes, wrong. Could you send me the file? Right. Could you please send me the file? The word please makes all the difference. It shows politeness and respect.
Exactly. Now let's practice. I give you scenarios. Think about your responses silently.
Imagine you need a colleague to check your work. What do you say? Think. You say, "Could you please check this for me?" Or, "Would you mind looking at this?" Both are polite and professional.
Good. Now imagine a colleague is leaving. You want to say goodbye nicely. What do you say? You can say, "Have a great evening. See you tomorrow." Or, "Enjoy your night. Take care." Both are warm.
Now let's try something more advanced. It is 5:30 p.m. You see two colleagues talking near the door. You want to join and say goodbye. What do you do? Think about it. You walk over. You say, "Hi, are you both heading out?" They say, "Yes." You say, "Me too. Any fun plans for tonight?" One says, "I watch a movie." The other says, "I meet a friend." You say, "That sounds great. Have a wonderful evening, both of you." They say, "Thanks, you too."
Excellent. Notice how you greet, ask about plans, listen, and wish them well. You connect with both people. This is natural and confident. You are doing amazing.
Remember, end-of-day conversations are short and positive. You do not need long talks. A polite request, a quick chat about evening plans, and a warm goodbye, that is perfect.
Now let's apply this. Imagine it is your last hour at work on a Friday. You finish your tasks. You need to ask your colleague for something. Then you want to leave with a positive vibe. What do you do?
Here is the full scenario. You walk to your colleague's desk at 4:45 p.m. You say, "Hi, Sam. Do you have a minute?" Sam says, "Sure." You say, "Could you please review this document before Monday? I want to make sure it's correct." Sam says, "Of course. I look at it this weekend." You say, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." Then you add, "By the way, any fun plans for the weekend?" Sam says, "Yes, I visit my parents." You say, "That sounds nice. Have a great weekend. See you Monday." Sam says, "Thanks, you too."
Perfect. You just used skills from all four parts. You asked politely, showed appreciation, made small talk about the weekend, and ended warmly. Here is the key takeaway. Afternoon and goodbye moments shape how people feel about you. Use polite requests, ask about evening or weekend plans, always end with a warm, specific goodbye. This leaves people smiling.
You've got this. You are now a master of office small talk. From morning greetings to afternoon goodbyes, you know what to say. You feel confident and ready.
Amazing work. You completed all four parts. You now have a full toolkit of office small talk phrases. Let's wrap up with a final celebration.
What an episode! Today you learned so many useful phrases. Let's celebrate what you accomplished.
Yes, you learned morning greetings like "Good morning, how was your weekend?" You learned kitchen conversations like "How was your day going?" and "Can I help you with something?" You learned lunchtime skills like "What are you working on these days?" And you learned end-of-day phrases like "Have a great evening, see you tomorrow."
That is huge. Think about it. You now know how to talk to colleagues at any time of day. You can greet people warmly. You can start conversations. You can show interest in their work and life. You can say goodbye professionally. This is a complete skill set.
Here is the best part. You can use these phrases immediately. Tomorrow morning when you walk into your office, try one phrase, just one. Say, "Good morning, how are you?" to someone. Watch how they respond. You see the positive reaction right away.
Exactly. You already have the skills. You just need to practice. Remember, small talk is not small. It builds trust. It creates connections. It makes your work life better and more enjoyable.
You've got this. Even if you feel nervous, that is normal. Everyone feels nervous sometimes, but you know the phrases now. You practiced in your mind. You are ready.
Now we have a favor to ask. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to our channel. We create new lessons every week to help you improve your English. When you subscribe, you never miss a lesson. You keep building your confidence step by step.
Yes, and here is what is coming next week. We explore telephone English. You learn how to answer calls professionally, take messages, and handle common phone situations at work. This is a skill many learners need. You do not want to miss it.
So hit that subscribe button now and leave a comment. Tell us which phrase you plan to use tomorrow. We love hearing from you.
Thank you so much for learning with us today. You did great work. Remember, practice a little bit every day. That is how you get better.
Good work today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to the channel and keep practicing your English every day.